Hello and welcome to the Mystical Institute of Healing Arts. My name is Alicia McNaughton, and today we're going to be discussing working with the shadow self, which is very fitting for depending on when you're watching this particular video, but we are right now in Scorpio season. We are very close to Samhain, which is definitely when the veil between you and your shadow self are thin, and when your connection to your ancestors and the spirit realm is very accessible. So we're moving into winter, which is when we go inward, which is when the season has less sunlight. So it is the perfect time for doing shadow work. Some of you may already be feeling shadow work. Some of you may be finding lots of raven or crow feathers, which is assisting in the clearing process that happens with the shadow. And today we're just going to be working with this beautiful crystal grid, and we're going to be working with the Wild Unknown Tarot and doing a pick a card reading for you. So if you're tuning into this video, these messages are for you. So we're going to go ahead and start by calling in sacred space. Calling in Archangel Raphael before us. Calling in Archangel Gabriel behind us. Calling in Archangel Michael to the right of us. Calling in Archangel Uriel to the left of us. Calling in Archangel Metatron up above. Calling in Archangel Sandalphon down below. Calling in within and around us our higher frequency angels that are a part of your personal, spiritual, high vibrational team of healers. Calling in Archangel Ramiel in the center, holding space to the north, south, east, and west. As it is above, so below. Calling in this beautiful crystalline healing for you, for your shadow self. We're calling in the crystal devas of smoky quartz. Calling in the crystal devas of obsidian, gold sheen obsidian. The crystal devas calling in for black tourmaline, and for all of the crystals here. So as we awaken this portal, I want you to go ahead and grow roots for yourself, feeling the very center crystalline heart of Mother Gaia. Allow those roots to drop down and wrap those roots around and around that beautiful crystalline heart 3 times and pull back snugly. Feeling that earth energy rush up into our vortex, into our space, opening and purifying the Shakti, clearing the chakras, moving that energy all the way up, creating a line of intention all the way up to your higher self, master guides, angels, and light beings, your higher self, source, wisdom, asking that all the energy in this space, in this sacred container, in this session today, in your space, in my space, calling it in to be in the highest good for all concerned, what you most need to know at this time and what you're ready for. I'm just gonna create some room for me to do our spread. Pick a card. Each card pile correlates with a particular crystal. So this would be pile number 1. It's pronounced cabin site. So the key words are clairvoyance, clairaudience, a connection to the Akashic records, enhanced communication, conscious expansion. The element is wind. The chakras are third eye and crown chakra. Very psychic stone. All right, so the next one is Ammonite, and this is actually a fossil, and it's wheel-shaped, similar to our chakras, so it's really healing to our chakras, particularly the root chakra and the third eye. So it's both grounding, and it helps us to connect to the spiritual realm through spiritual guides, and opening and clearing blockages in the chakras. So that would be pile 2. And then we have gold sheen obsidian in pile 3. You can see the sheen. There it is. So the keywords are healing abusive power, activating higher will, enhanced manifestation, element earth, chakras root and solar plexus. So many people have issues around reclaiming their personal power and using it for the higher good. Gold sheen obsidian assists one on this journey and allows one to become more conscious of the way that they use their power. So it aligns with your higher self and pulls you up out of your ego that way, which is perfect for shadow work. I brought this in because it reminds me of the journey that we're all taking. And in the tarot, it's the Fool's journey, and it goes all the way through all the different suits, and then it goes down into the major arcana. And then I picked this one because it's really good when you're on a path of enlightenment and you're working in some of these hidden aspects of yourself to be able to have a clear perception, which when I'm working with the third eye, it's been my guide to seeing the unseen. And obsidian has been my friend since the beginning. Many people are shy about their shadow work and will not want to work with obsidian, but for me, as you can see, it reveals all the magic that is in your shadow in this crystal. It just shows you that hidden away, there is all this light. So I love this so much. I walk around with these in my pocket. I wear one in my medicine work. I use them in healings. I had one on my desk when I first started doing readings professionally for a long time to aid in amping up my messages and helping people to go deeper in their process. I think they're incredibly magical. All right, so we'll start. If you chose pile number 1, you chose the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. The 2 of Wands is talking about your determination and your focus. The thoughts that you are having about yourself, about your journey, about how well you're doing. And it wants you to take a look at how you talk to yourself. What is the tone in how you connect with your career, for example, or your drive? And this card is reminding you to take time out for yourself and to be with some loving, kind, compassionate, uplifting friends. Because that drive is very intense right now. And it would be nice to take the pressure off and enjoy your world. The cups are about love. The wands are mental. The 10 of Pentacles in row number 2 has to do with completion and abundance. So in your spiral journey, you are about ready to close out a cycle. And Samhain used to be the new year in more pagan religions. So there is still a cyclical nature that comes along with this time of fall, when the leaves are falling and everything is closing out and we're releasing and letting go of what no longer serves us. And it's a time of letting things die off, okay? So when you do that, you actually create more room for radiance and light to start to fill your cup from that empty place. And one of the things that has been brought up here is your childhood. Okay, so getting in touch with your innocence again. This also very much symbolizes the tree of life and how deeply rooted some of these things can be. So shadow work is all about going deep within and finding these root causes and uprooting them and allowing yourself to have closure and to call in more light from what we call your light shadow, which always comes in after a heavy process. And so again, that's a lot of the magic that comes in from doing shadow work. So this is good. This is somebody who's been doing this work for a while, and you're getting ready to really close out one of these cycles that's very deeply rooted in your childhood to find more joy. Okay, row number 3. Father of Swords. This is the element of air, and this is about being fair but also analytical. So it can be seen as judgment. It can almost feel harsh, but it's also detached, and being able to see it from all perspectives. This one is about sudden movement and change. Okay, so what's going on is you're being called to look at things from a higher perspective, to pull back and to figure out strategy and how you're going to make your move. Okay, because we are headed towards eclipse season. Eclipses are all about change. So depending on when you're watching this video, there is a coming eclipse on November 19th, 2021, lunar eclipse, followed by a solar eclipse in December. Okay, and so currently we are in October of 2021. We are all sort of headed towards this shift, and both of these have connections to the mind, even though they are fire and air elements. This card's about perception, and the wands are more about creativity and like how we can, bring the magic into our creative problem solving, but it's something that's still in the creative process, like it hasn't materialized out in the world, like the Pentacles cards, or more earth energy, something that we're ready to go and do now. We are still manifesting. We are still weighing out the options. We are still working towards enlightenment through the chaos that seems to be in this spread. There's usually some kind of painful energy with the swords that's usually what helps you to create a change. So we usually don't want to make a change when things are comfortable. We usually want to make a change when things are getting our attention. So what is getting your attention right now, and how can you creatively shift through that process, is our reading today. All right, so if you are interested in shadow work, we have links towards working with Reiki to heal using Karuna Reiki, getting Karuna Reiki attunements. They can be done virtually. They can be done in person if you are local. And so those links will be in the comment section. We also have instructional classes that will explain more about shadow work, as well as channeled meditations to help you to go inward and receive. So thank you so much for listening today. I'm also available for sessions at theholisticmystic.com. Hit the like button or the subscribe, so that we can keep bringing you more content.